Good morning friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Medical Classes by Dr. Srinidhi Kumar Acharya. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also please give your valuable comments. You can also visit the playlist. In the playlist, I have provided almost all the topics in a very systematic order. I hope you will make use of it. My dear friends, today we shall continue the topic role of Panchakarma or administration of Panchakarma in neurological disorders of children. So let us try to understand the difference between neurology and psychology in Ayurveda. Now, neurological and psychological disorders are very clearly mentioned in contemporary science. They have got a set of neurological disorders, they have got a set of psychological disorders. Now, in terms of Ayurveda, when we see there is some intermixing is there. We cannot exactly differentiate between these neurological and psychological disorders. Contemporary science, those things which is related to the structure of the neurons, brain structure, neuronal structure and their degeneration, their atrophy, etc. So that comes under the purview of neurology. Whereas in terms of psychology, they says that all the functional aspects of the brain, functional integrity of the brain, if it is get affected, then it comes under the purview of psychology. Cognition, if it is get affected. But in Ayurveda, this type of differentiation is quite difficult. Now suppose apasmara, unmada, atattvabhinisha, etc. are definitely some of the predominantly the psychological disorders which are actually not related with the neurological problems. They are the functional integrity problem related to the nervous system functional problems. Similarly, ekangavata, sarvangavata, akshepaka, avabahuka, vishwachi, pakshagata, basically they are all pure neurological problems, not much related to psychology, although in the long course they may lead to some of the psychological problems because of emotional upset and all those things. Otherwise, basically they are neurological problems. Now, to say any disease as psychological disorder, what Ayurveda give a criteria is that alpa sattva should be there. If there is alpa sattva purely, because the sattva is related to mana, atma, etc. And this portion is not at all clear in contemporary science. They know very less about this atma and mana. They will simply give soul. Soul is not the word, because in Ayurveda for the Atma we have given Atma Lakshanas, Atma Jnanas, then Jnanadikaranam Atma, Atma Gunas are there. For Mana also it is Pancha Bhautika. So we have got a very extensive knowledge of Atma and Mana which is totally lacking in the contemporary science. So to say any disease as psychological disorder, basic one criteria is that Alpa Sattva should be there. Now, there are mentioning of two important. One is Samnya Vaha Shrotas and Mano Vaha Shrotas. They are explained in relation to psychological disorders. In Ayurveda, Samnya Vaha and Mano Vaha Shrotas are explained in relation to psychological disorders. And we know that Samnya means Jnana. Jnanadikaranam Atma. Or Mano Guna is Jnanasya Bhava and Jnanasya Abhava is Mano Guna. So they are all interrelated. Atma, Mana, etc. are interrelated. Further, it is also related to Prana. Why? Because Hemadri says Samnya Vaha Shrotas as Pranava Shrotas. According to Hemadri, Samnya Vaha Shrotas has been referred as Pranava Shrotas. And Prana is where the Prana circulate, Prana Vayu circulate. So in psychological disorders, definitely there is Sattva is affected, Buddhi is affected, Jnana is affected and Sanya is affected. So major constituents of psychological system according to Ayurveda is Atma. Atma and Mana. So they are major involved. So again we can take the cerebral cortex, because Jnanadikaranam, because all the logical thinking, etc., everything takes place from the cerebral cortex and basal ganglia. And basal ganglia can be better compared with the Mana. Basal ganglia, because Manasastu Chintya Martha. That means, Sukha and Dukha, Karanasar. So they are basically because of Mana. So basal ganglias, Mana eva Manushyanam Karanam Bandha Mokshayo. That's the shloka I am remembering. Okay, therefore mana can become all these functions, the logical thinking and all these exclusion and inclusion criteria while doing a particular function. They're all the function of basal ganglia and as well as other nucleus which is situated. So mana can be to some extent practical purpose. We can compare with the function of the hypothalamus and as well as basal ganglia. So in general, if it refers to gray matter of the brain, okay, it's only these functions are not done by the white matter. They're all gray matter. So gray matter of the brain and spinal cord is get affected. Okay. Now motor sensory fibers, then different tracts, fibers of the sympathetic and parasympathetic flow, ganglions, peripheral nerves, cranial nerves, local nerve flexus, they're all the part of the neurological system. Okay. But cortex and basal ganglia, they comes under the category of predominantly comes under the category of psychological system. So in general, this refers to white matter of the brain and spinal cord. But the vata is, now the question comes, we have done a classification, but now vata is niyata pranita cha manasa. Vata not only guides the neurological functions, and vata also guides the functions of the manasa. It is very clearly told. So niyanta pranita cha manasa. The role of vata in psychological system is very significant on controlling the manas. Therefore, this differentiation is not possible in Ayurveda. Okay, so Sattvaja Chikitsa is considered as the mainstay of treatment for psychological disorders. For the neurological disorders, we have got many panchakarma treatment, etc. are explained. For psychological, pure psychological or behavioral disorders, we have got Sattvaja Chikitsa. Okay, but role of vata is there both in neurology and psychology. This cannot be differentiated in Ayurveda because they are interrelated. Although the contemporary science have a neurological, psychological, different aspects. Okay, but we don't have that type of a classification. Now, this is functions of vata in the body. Now, Acharya Madhva has given this classification. Okay, very interesting. Acharya Madhva is considered Bhimasena. Acharya Madhva is an incarnation of Bhimasena. Bhimasena is related to Vayu and all because he is known for his Vayu Vega. Okay, so now Acharya Madhva explains 10 qualities of Bhimasena, and that 10 qualities are also interestingly the 10 qualities of Vata. Okay, for example, Bhakti, Medha, Vairagya, Smriti, Prajna, Dhriti, Yoga. Yoga means expert, Prana, Bala, and Sthiti. So they says that these are the 10 qualities of Bhimasena. Okay, a character in Mahabharata. Okay, so Bhimasena is known for his bhakti, he is known for his medha, he is known for his vairagya, he is known for his smriti, prajna, dhriti, stableness, yoga, prana, bala, sthiti, etc. And same are also the qualities of Vayu or Vata. Okay, so this is little mythology which is actually related to this particular context. Anyway, the next class we shall see is the next topic in the sense related to the same neurological disorders and panchakarma treatment, and before initiating the treatment, how we have to understand the brain homeostasis, and accordingly we have to give the treatment. So that we will see in the next class. Thank you.